It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah, I'm in a place where niggas can't be too deep. I'm free safety, double entendre to entertain the ladies. Clean as a new Mercedes. I see you watching me. Eyes in the back of my head. Cinematography, logically, rappers can't compete. I say your flyers are no comply that they can't complete. They're so whack, it baffles me. 15, I was on some fan shit. Now I'm writing rhymes you can't decipher like it's Sanskrit. Hitting pressure points, my flow is tantric. Niggas got a lot of nerve. Revenge of the nerd, embarking on a private purge. I'm finna kiss shit, presidential, y'all sentimental. My pen strike sharp as a blade, I'm playing tension. Beneficial to my residential. Clean up the block like Pac spotting some unofficial. This verse is overly intricate. Opposing my penmanship, bitch, I'm closing your membership. I was chosen from syndicates, young iconoclast. Did numbers in economics class. Went to school and started punching niggas in drama class. Want the gunplay? It's a Bible up on the dash. Catch him on the one way, leave his pockets up on the grass. Educated by buckshot at the bus stop. Black kids learn to rock a vest instead of sunblock. My lil homie punk rock define black excellence. Got a scholarship, one and done, it's like black presidents. I'm exceeding my measurements. Call me young Gohan. Niggas want the green with the bread, we making croutons. Started out rapping, I was small as Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Buckets, I'm working hard without the shoe line. Student loan niggas still calling my homies. I skipped college, I was following Kobe. Came through with a new Letterman, looking fresher than Axel Foley. My streets full of rage, I'm maxing, you whacking phony.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Friday evening. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into JID. He has a new interview with the Joe Budden podcast, and quite a few things were covered in the conversation. His upbringing, his entry into the music industry, the creation of the new album, God Does Like Ugly, which is out now. I do have a full album reaction available on patreon.com/realjnolan. If you want to vibe out to the album with me, come join us on Patreon. It is up. Otherwise, the YouTube version will probably be up sometime tomorrow because I'm going to have to edit all the cuts so that we don't get flagged for copyright, so y'all could get the gist of what I'm saying. But overall, I like the album. I'm not sure if it's the album that's going to put JID in the so-called next big three conversation. But on its own merit, I like it a lot. I think it's a strong 7.5 to an 8 musically, lyrically, and just showing his range as an artist. It's really good. It answered some of the things that I was asking for. So again, come join us on patreon.com/realjnolan up here, where you can actually vibe out to it with me and get my actual live thoughts as I listen to it for the first time. Now, I know a lot of people have been trying to find cracks in the facade of Dreamville, right? Trying to see any kind of drama that they can stir up. People have been trying to pit JID versus J. Cole for the past year. People have taken things out of context when he said that, he don't really hang with the Dreamville guys like that. I never read too deeply into that because I always understood JID is not from North Carolina. He's not from Queens. He didn't go to college with J. Cole and Ebe. You know what I'm saying? He's not best friends with Boss. Boss is Ebe's younger brother. Ebe is, J. Cole's business partner, co-founder of Dreamville /manager. He's not from that crew. He was discovered through Earth Gang, which Earth Gang and JID come from Spillage Village. That's a smaller boutique agency label from Atlanta. They worked together from like the early mid 2000s, 2010, 2011, up until today. They both got signed at the same time, Earth Gang and JID to Dreamville. And they were already grown men by the time they came into the Dreamville fold. So do I expect them to hang out with those guys all the time? No. Do I expect their crews to be composed of Dreamville people? No. They from Atlanta. They got their own homies, their own management, their own team. They just came together off of a mutual interest in music, business and J. Cole being interested, you know what I mean? Which they all met when Earth Gang was opening up for Ab Soul, and they brought JID along for the ride so that he could perform one of the songs with Earth Gang. And JID just happened to be kind of shining a little bright. And Cole was like, I need all y'all, right? So it's not like they're childhood friends. It's not like they spent a whole great deal of time together, because that's not their background. The ones who did the building from the ground up was JID and Earth Gang with Spillage Village, which is the label that they were building all together. So people have been trying to like find these little ends to be like, oh, see, J. Cole is a fuck nigga. See, J. Cole this, that. You know what I'm saying? People even use the Ari Lennox situation because she wanted out. But if you can remember the Ari Lennox situation, she didn't just want to leave Dreamville. She also wanted to leave Interscope, I believe is where her major deal is at. A year before she actually requested her walking papers from Dreamville, she wanted to leave Interscope. She called them out. She said that they weren't supporting her. Remember when she did that Zoom interview with that African podcast, and the dude started asking her about her sex life, and she was like uncomfortable with it, and she was like, why didn't nobody step in? Why didn't nobody field this interview? Why didn't nobody look into this guy? They say that this is the type of behavior he always has. Why didn't anybody look into this guy? I feel unsupported. I feel like nobody's got my back. She wasn't just talking about Cole. She was talking about Interscope at first. Then a year later, she says, I really want out of all my shit. J. Cole let her go. Interscope said, you gonna fulfill this motherfucking contract, whether you like it or not. You wanna go record with JD? Get your ass in the studio with JD, then you gonna make good on these motherfucking records though. So again, I'm not saying J. Cole is a perfect person. I don't know him. But I do think it's kind of weird that people try to find anything to make him look bad. Even the thing with No Name, right? No Name came out later and she said J. Cole was right. Now, how about them apples? People went against J. Cole, said he hates black women. He hates women. Oh, why would he come out and say this? And then she comes out and says, no, J. Cole was actually right. Shit. And this is why, you know, coming on YouTube, it may not be the perfect platform to have these conversations, but this is why I try to be as authentic to myself as possible to have these conversations with y'all, to just be like, yo, slow down a little bit, simmer down. I know it's easy to get caught up in the drift and the draft, but a lot of the shit is smoke and mirrors. Even the stuff that looks like plausible theories, they don't always be what you think, but somebody could put it together and put a bunch of montage and footage together, and it'll look like it's way crazier than it really is. But let's get to JID, and we're going to get the boss as well, because JID comes out and lets it be known, we good. J. Cole is one of the best people he's ever met in the music industry, and J. Cole looks out for these guys in ways that nobody else in the music industry would. So all that beef talk, all that he's trying to get away from them, Ari Lennox is the only one that's left Dreamville. Earth Gang is still there. They left their major deal as well because they didn't feel supported by the majors. It was like, all we're doing is dropping albums and going on tour. The label's not really assisting us with that. We can do that on our own. So they left. They're still Dreamville though. So a lot of these narratives, exhausting. Anyway, we'll get to it. As always with the JBP, Joe Budden Podcast, we only play the audio because they will claim the video.
Do you think that artists need to, or there's a way that we should participate in the IPO when labels go public off of our sweat equity?
I ain't mad at that. That's 100%. Ownership is.
When that makes sense.
It makes fucking sense. And bro, I got
if y'all go public off our shit, come give me a couple.
Tap in.
Come give me a couple. I'm gonna come give you a couple if I go public, nigga. I see you making a face.
No. I mean,
you wait, but
wait,
and I don't own nothing.
Huh?
I don't own it.
So just because you my man, nigga.
Get you right.
Just because I couldn't have did it without
Stock
you.
options.
I mean, but that happened.
Look,
This
you ain't
recently
getting shit.
happened, and Boss spoke to this.
What?
Boss spoke to. They didn't go public, but I mean, Dreamville sold Dreamville, and Cole looked out for everybody that was a part of Dreamville.
I heard Boss talking about that.
That's one of the most beautiful things in hip hop right there. That never fucking happened.
that's dope.
That
Yeah, that's
never
dope.
fucking happened. And it happens to the regard where if niggas on Dreamville that was a part of it don't want to do music and they just want to move on with their life, they'll be good.
Damn. Oh, that good.
Be straight. Like, you do it because you love it, not because it's you trying to
Feed your
gang,
family.
like, make
Oh, you about to shoot a lot of videos.
Dog.
Word.
Let's put a pin in it. Now, to my knowledge, I don't recall J. Cole selling Dreamville as a label, but just a couple months ago, they did sell Dreamville Festival, right? They did the final iteration of Dreamville Fest in, I believe, April of this year. This is a festival that is known for bringing in $10 million per day as a 2-day event. Plus, the Friday before it starts, they have little miniature events and installations and stuff like that. But J. Cole, he always, I went 2 years ago, and he always says, every year we're considering ending this because of everything that it takes to keep this thing running, to keep all of the logistics, to make sure everybody's good and safe, and booking all the artists and making sure everything runs according to plan. It's very stressful. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of money, right? So they ended it, but it will continue. But he basically sold the rights to the festival. It will continue in a new form at the same location, the same energy, hopefully. They'll continue to be like an advisory role on the new festival, but J. Cole and Dreamville will no longer be the flagship act. It will no longer be Dreamville Fest as we knew it, right? And I guess in order to sell it, they made a crazy amount of money and actually broke bread with the artists on Dreamville. This nigga JID just said, if we decide we don't want to do music ever again, we are set. Meaning, this God Does Like Ugly album and people trying to see how many benchmarks it hits on the charts. JID don't give a fuck about the charts because he says, shit, boy, if all else fails, I got this money from Dreamville. Remember spend some of that Dreamville money. Well, niggas got it. Now, y'all tell me how many labels you know in the entirety of the music industry that get probably hundreds of millions or tens of millions of dollars off of a sale and actually give that money to the artists. That's what so many artists have been fighting for. That's what so many artists from the 80s, 90s, 2000s are still fighting for today, to even have ownership of their music, let alone some extracurriculars that the label got going on and make a big bag off of. Like, shit, we helped build this motherfucker. We should share in that too. J. Cole and Dreamville said, we agree.
I'm just saying, if we want to speak to
That's fire.
real shit
That's
in the
fire.
industry, we want to talk about apology. Nigga, apologize 30 more
Yeah,
times. Nigga,
exactly.
that is the greatest nigga on fucking earth. And ain't in this predatory ass industry, nigga, get up with a fuck.
That's real spill.
That's fire.
That's how it
And this ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying, like, yo,
that's
nigga
fire.
was blessed in the most
Imaginable.
unimaginable, selfless. You ain't have to do that. I know hella niggas who sold their subsidiaries or whatever in
and ran off. Ran right over, never saw him again.
For sure. I was talking to damn. I don't know,
Somebody else
put him out
could
like
have
that.
run over me, man. Shut up, nigga. Oh.
You said, but that's when, like, that's one of the greatest things I ever seen in music.
All right. Now that's JID letting it be known. He said that Boss recently spoke about it. We're gonna play Boss his perspective of it as well in just a moment. But also with this new album from JID, right? People are saying, oh, why don't he got a Cole feature? Why don't Why don't Cole work more with JID? Why he don't help put him on? Da 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 da. Well, JID says him and Cole got about a 15 song album. Who knows if it comes out or not? But that sound like that's where the features went. Hell, that might be the so-called J. Cole Kendrick album. It might have went to goddamn JID. Probably not. I'm just saying. Theoretically. So here's the audio on that, and then we're gonna go to Boss sharing his perspective of, how everything has been working out with Dreamville too.
I'll line up Drake too. Fucking Cole. We can run that shit all. Me and Cole actually have.
Which voice
y'all
do you
got it.
want Drake to use on the song?
Me and Cole got a body of a 15 track smoker. Me and him back and forth. We worked on this shit in New York. I ain't never told nobody this. Sorry, Cole. Nigga, we had a smoker. And also, the fall off's gonna be really good. Y'all gonna see.
I can believe
I
that.
don't
I
think
get
there's anybody out there that
Yeah.
doubts that.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people are looking forward
To
to
the next
that
old buddy.
with
old
all of the
buddy.
shit that occurred.
Yeah. I'll line up Drake too.
All right. So I guess he's talking about people he would collaborate with. He said Cole, him and Cole got 15 tracks. I guess he said he would collab with Drake too. I know people are gonna take that the wrong way, but that's not what we're here for right now. So there's that. No beef. Niggas got a 15 track project. Cole and E breaking niggas off properly when they making crazy money that they don't have to give. Because let's be clear, Dreamville, JID, Ari, Boss, Kaz, Omen, when it comes to Dreamville functioning every year, putting that money up, having insurance, putting up the money for the insurance, putting the money up for this, for that, for the porta potty, for the water stations, for the installations of the staging, fucking security, the whole nine, staffing, that wasn't coming out their pocket. But they showed up and they performed every year. And they got reimbursed for staying down. So again, let's just calm down some of the other stuff. But here's what Boss had to say. And I know Boss ain't in the good graces of people neither. But they're echoing pretty much the same story. So here's Boss speaking on J. Cole and Eve fighting for Dreamville artists' creative and financial freedom, even sharing bread off a recent partnership when they didn't need to. The music industry is such a predatory place, and all they've done is protect every artist on the label.
That's why we're very protective of Eve and Cole, because of what they've done for all of us and the way they've done it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something they might call me and be angry about because they don't want anyone to know,
Because I'm going to ask you about 7-minute drill and all that shit. I'm going in, man. We doing it all. Let's go.
We just kind of ended our Universal partnership at Dreamville.
Okay.
And the bros got a nice windfall, when it all came to a close.
Absolutely.
And they didn't owe any of us anything, you know what I mean? And they broke bread top to bottom.
Wow.
Like serious bread.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's like, those are the kind of things they've
Honorable.
always done.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
That's
my
rare in
deal.
this business, yeah.
Even my deal, bro. Like I signed my deal 14. I had signed a 360 deal when I don't think Apple Music was even existed yet.
No,
like
2015 was the beginning of the streaming shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like
on the eve of the streaming shit.
I got caught in a weird place, with my deal and things of that nature. And bro, I think in the 10 years I was over there's not one time they collected, because every time they would come, it would be even Cole like, nah, like, yo, let them eat. You know what I mean? And so it's like
extremely rare.
It don't happen in our industry.
Extremely
people
rare.
don't move.
So he's saying, off the albums that he put out through Dreamville, he never actually recouped. He was in a 360 deal, and Cole and Eve still let him collect his royalties and eat off the sale of his music, even though Boss was not performing commercially anywhere near what a typical label would require in order for you to break even or come close to breaking even. You know what I'm saying? to where the label would say, you get nothing. You got to go out and do shows and get it how you live. He's saying, nah, they let me actually eat off my fucking music too. Even though they probably should have been taking the money based on the paperwork. Now, I know Ari Lennox said that Dreamville doesn't really believe in paying for marketing and doing ads and advertising and stuff like that, which I do think they should update their practices. But that also speaks to them not wanting to spend excess money out of the artist budget that they know that these artists probably ain't gonna make back. So I think there's a twofold, right? And then for most of the artists on Dreamville, they have a secondary deal with Interscope. So sometimes, although people blame Dreamville for the rollouts or blame Dreamville for this or that, you also got to look at the fact that these artists are with a major label as well, who should really be taking on the majority of the responsibility of the rollouts, the marketing, the promotion. That's why you go into partnership with a label in the first place, with a major. Otherwise, you shouldn't have Interscope in your pocket. You get what I'm saying? So, again, I'm not here caping for Cole, but I'm just saying, like, in the midst of people trying to create narratives, the real life side of it is they're actually looking out for these artists, even if they're not sprouting to the level that some of them may have the potential. We always bring it back to the small label, but what about the major label that's really supposed to be doing all of that stuff? Otherwise, we wouldn't have brought you in here. You know, stuff that people don't always think about. And so just to bring this subject home, J. Cole sold Dreamville Festival, but how much did he make? This is an article from back in April. It says J. Cole orchestrated an unforgettable finale at the Dreamville Fest as fans saw a milestone moment filled with passion and cultural cachet. There's a significant reason J. Cole made this year's Dreamville Fest the last one under its current name. The eccentric and elusive North Carolina native has reportedly sold the Dreamville Festival franchise. While the event will be rebranded in the coming years, Cole and his team will continue to assist with its production and execution. Over the course of 5 years, Dreamville Festival became a massive success, reportedly bringing in around $10 million per day to Raleigh, North Carolina. That figure might even be conservative. The big buzz on the festival grounds wasn't just about the performances. People want to know how much J. Cole made from selling the festival to Live Nation. Industry insiders speculated that the deal like this could have landed Cole World anywhere between $100 million and $200 million. Cole and his Dreamville brand will still be powering the event in the future, so there's likely some residual income involved as well. So they projected to have made $100 to $200 million after running the festival for 5 years and cashing out and letting somebody else handle it. And they took that money and gave the artists on the label good enough money to where JID says, we don't even have to do music no more if we don't want to. We now are in the driver's seat to make the kind of music we want. We don't got to stat chase. We don't got to do nothing. We could just go out here, make the music we want, tour, enjoy ourselves, and basically have a story that most people in the music industry will never experience, unfortunately. I wish more people had the opportunity to experience it, but it just doesn't happen. I honestly, I wish there were more stories like these to go around. Sometimes the negativity overshadows everything rather than the positive, and people grasp onto it, and it's like a fucking... it's like a tapeworm or, bacteria that just continues to thrive on that to where we overlook the good that people are actually doing along the way. All right. And he said the fall off is going to be crazy, which I'm still looking forward to hearing, although some people may not be. Hey, man, that's your choice. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest, but drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some boundaries, stand for my honor. But too raw, no corner, packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.